So here, if somebody gift wraps with a lot of, giggles or some other gift wrapping shop, 20 MPs who can swear their allegiance to the BJP and to Mr. Modi, then their position is highly comfortable. Then the deal in Bengal makes sense because otherwise Bengal doesn't need the numbers. They have comfortable numbers on their own. The Bengal MLAs require protection against retribution. Protection against retribution. But what do they give in return? They give in return the MPs. Nobody could predict that even before your finger marks of the election have moved away, this sort of a chaos will happen. But we could predict certain other things. I mean, in my letter to the to Mamata Banerjee, I made a lot of points clear, and one of them is that corruption has reached high level, too high a level for tolerance. And I would put it that not 2019, I put it as 2021. 19 was when they got a shock of their lives that they were about to lose. And by 21, they recouped a lot of ground through Prashant Kishore, IPAC, Jawhar Sircar, all sorts of things. Didi ko phone karo, but they made a lot of steps. But 21, they also did something. From 19 to 21, Modi and Shah went on bringing this catcall called Bhaipo. Bhaipo. I mean, somebody told them that this will annoy Mamata Banerjee a lot. So they started catcalling on this Bhaipo thing. And so 19, 20, 21, Mamata Banerjee decided to bring the nephew in formally and made him some national general secretary of a party that has no fingerprint outside Bengal. I mean, the entire thing sounds ludicrous, but he was brought in. And with his bringing, the entire character of the party started changing in the sense that IPAC was a seasonal consultant to come before elections. IPAC was made more of a permanent pyramidical structure. And this pyramid was, it's a high-cost pyramid, incidentally, because they have to post smart people at every block and every place. It's a very manpower-heavy, high-cost people. People have to be paid well. So somebody was arranging for all this. This became a parallel TMC. That is where the trouble started. Till 21, it was a consultant. 21, Kishore left. And he left the company and others bought it over or managed it. And from 21, it is a 24 into 7 pyramid. TMC original and TMC bracket IPAC. This contradiction remained between the TMC. That's the whole thought. So a lot of grouse was building up, even when I heard all around, because it was within the party and I don't even know where the party office is. They never invited me. I was a guest lecturer or a guest professor or whatever you call it. I was hearing in private that they were being told, senior leaders were being told by IPAC youngsters of 25 what to do. And they didn't like it. But they said that if you don't do it, we'll report to Abhishek and Abhishek will deal with you. And Abhishek started sidelining so many senior Trinamool leaders. One of the geniuses, and I use the word genius for him where politics is concerned, that the Trinamool lost. Sadly, he lost his mind towards the end of his life, was Mukul Roy. Because I was there when the Trinamool Congress was registered and built as a party, because I was then the chief electoral officer. And when they faced their first election in 1998, Mukul was their go-between, was to come to the CEO. And I've never seen such a sharper mind. Because whenever I ask him a question, what's happening in Kuch Bihar, and then jump to Jhargram, and then I jump to Pultoli, he could tell me all names. He never needed to consult. Our young man here needs to open his computer, open his program, check up, scroll down and tell you. But Mukul had everything here because he and Didi had gone around building up the party. So Abhishek ensured that Mukul was thrown out, and Mukul went to BJP, didn't get well treated. The other person who was a victim of Abhishek's rise was Shubhendu Adhikari. Shubhendu, I have seen him as a very good organizer. He has got superior organization skills, almost like Mamata Banerjee's. And he was not allowed to function also, which is one of the reasons that Shubhendu is sort of taking his revenge back by cutting the party to bits. That's very clear, but that is now being given as the official reason for their anger. Uh, if they had so much pent-up rage, they could have left like me. You see, they were elected in 24. I left in 24. So, I mean, if they had so much rage, genuine rage, why did they have to wait for the party to be defeated to then express their rage? That is a singular point. And I think it's much more than just the rage against Abhishek. Abhishek deserves the rage. Everybody knows that. So we'll not repeat that point. It's actually a way of gifting 20 MPs to Narendra Modi. Remember, BJP doesn't have an absolute majority in the House. It has 240. It requires 272 to get an absolute majority. So with its smaller partners put together, it still needed numbers. It needed 28 MPs from Telugu Desam and the JDU. Okay, 28. Now, 28 and another 22, I think, put together 23, put together forms the NDA. That second 23 that I spoke about consists of two small units. One is this Paswan group that has 7, and one is 5 is the Shiv Sena group, rebel Shiv Sena group. So put together, they have 12. So we are talking about, small numbers, 16 from TDP, 12 from JDU, 5 from Shiv Sena, 7 from Paswan, 1 from Apne Lal, Sone Lal, all these parties. So here, if somebody gift wraps with a lot of, giggles or some other gift wrapping shop, 20 MPs who can swear their allegiance to the BJP and to Mr. Modi, then their position is highly comfortable. Then the deal in Bengal makes sense because otherwise Bengal doesn't need the numbers. They have comfortable numbers on their own. The Bengal MLAs require protection against retribution. Protection against retribution. But what do they give in return? They give in return the MPs. Now you can say, how are the two linked? Remember, each MP has 7 MLA seats under him. So, as of now, 4 of the seats in almost every constituency have gone over to the BJP. 3, let us say, 2 or 3 of them are left with TMC. Now, if these 3 also cross over, the MP who's presiding over the 7th seat feels completely wobbly. So the MP says that let me also switch over. And that's official logic. Let me also, otherwise I won't win the next election. But the actual fact is, people voted against these MLAs. People voted against the party. Whether they put Mamata by name or not is a matter of small detail. They voted against Mamata Banerjee's party, and the whole rage was that you teach them a lesson. You teach them a lesson. Instead of teach them a lesson, if you take them to bed, you're actually defying. the electorate's mandate. Think of it. You're actually not going by the electorate's mandate. And in return, they can get away by saying, look, I've gifted you 20 MPs. They are going to be BJP class 2. So, those sort of things, amorphous things that you're neither here nor there, are going to take place. But 20 seats gives Modi the comfort that he didn't get in 2024. That is the first major thing. Then you come to the point that you have 60, 65, 70, God knows how many MLAs switching sides. Now it makes sense that A, they get protection from retribution. They won't get rotten eggs in any case. And rotten eggs is a new principle that the BJP applies to non-vegetarian Bengal. Egg is a non-vegetarian item. They've removed it from, that midday meal, saying it's non-veg, so you can't have it. You can't violate Hinduism by having non-veg and all that stuff. But those eggs that didn't get into the midday meals program came to Bengal, and they are targeted. We have never seen eggs being targeted. So you're safe from eggs. That sort of a deal, and that's the place where it hurts. Because remember, even in the tsunami against Mamata Banerjee, these 81, because the electorate wanted, despite all charges, that they go to the House and they oppose the BJP. Obviously, that was the reason, that was the understanding. And if that doesn't happen, they have gone somersault. But they had no option because the Bengal BJP wouldn't accept. Shamik Bhattacharya made it very clear, we can't go on filling the whole party with defectors. And these are rotters, so we won't accept them. So a halfway house is being created. When in past old zamindari days, when you couldn't take the lady home, you had a garden house for her. So something like that. Baganbadi. So this sort of thing is happening. But the thing is, what hurts many people, most BJP supporters, and I am not one, I make that very clear, is that they say that we wanted retribution, we wanted justice, and we're not getting that, we are getting compromise. So that is one factor. It's not of my problem. It is their problem. They'll have to deal with it. This one is that the party itself is joining. The whole elephant is going. The tail is left behind, something like that. But as I said, it's a travesty of the popular vote, number one. Playing around with danger because most of them have something that people don't like. They are people I know, and not everybody is dishonest. That also I make it very clear because they have to rely on people who in turn are not so good, motorbike ones and all that. So if you catch some of them, they'll seek protection from the MLA or MP. And that way they come in. So it's a little complex. But just remember one thing, that the government of Bengal may actually start performing in the next couple of days. There has been no government of Bengal in the last West Bengal in the last 3 months, 4 months. The entire election period, there was no government, no decisions were being taken. Then on 4th, the BJP won. On 9th, Shubhendu was sworn in along with 5 other colleagues. And now, on the 8th, you get people being sworn in. 9th, you get people being sworn in. And they are yet to understand what A of agriculture means. So files are pending now. As an ex-bureaucrat, I'm telling you, files are pending now for 3 to 4 months. Governance is not getting people into your party, throwing people out of a party, bulldozing, hawker. That's not governance. Governance means you have to get into policies, you have to get into the next recruitment policy, you have to whether to issue the appointment letters of people who were recruited in the last examination. It means you have to be prepared for the number of retirements that take place. You have to complete those bridges that have been sanctioned. And now monsoon has come. Now, where construction work is concerned, monsoon means you're finito. So June, July, and August, June, July, August, September, there'll be hardly any construction work. The roads will go from bad to worse. Roads were usually repaired around this period. In the months of April, May was the road repair period. Look at the roads now. So, these are administrative problems, and these were not tackled on day one. In a normal government, once the CM is sworn in, the next day the ministers are sworn in. And you have a government going on in this hot summer. It's hot for you, but good for road work, good for embankments, good for construction work. So once the rain starts, we are in for it. So look. So this compounds the people's problems. Yes, he has been cornered in the past also. 98 elections that I presided, I conducted, and 99, she did well, but she was doing that as a junior partner of the BJP, remember? And 2001 also she did well. 2004, she lost everything. 2004 parliament elections, she made some wrong choices. And the TMC was wiped out. You wouldn't perhaps know about it, but you can check up records. 2004, only one TMC MP won, Mamata Banerjee. Everybody else lost. So TMC came down to a stage in 2004 that you couldn't imagine that within the next 2 years, by 2006, it would rebound back. 2006, Buddhadev Bhattacharya came with stunning numbers. But we knew that he could not keep it because there was a model of his governance, which I will discuss some other time. That model of governance I knew wouldn't work. I left Bengal. I was one of his close associates or right hand. I left it because I knew it didn't work. 2006 May he wins. Within 9 months he opens fire on the 14th of March 2007 and kills 14 persons and creates 2 chief ministers in one day. Nothing now. He creates 2 chief ministers in one single day. So politics is an ever-evolving phenomenon, and you will see how it all happens. You'll see how it happens. We'll have to wait. It's still a lot of work in progress. Remember, you need 19 MPs to make a complete breakover without affecting the defection law, anti-defection law. So right now they're talking of 20, but I know 4 or 5 are still wobbly. And if she uses sentiment and gets those 4 here and it's left as 16, that 16 will be na ghar ka na ghat ka. Do you understand? They can still function, but under strain. There'll still be a gift to Mr. Modi because these 16 will again vote for him despite whatever the party says. We'll have an interesting situation where there's an official stand and an unofficial form of working. I've seen that. I saw Swati Maliwal sit next close to me. Swati Maliwal voted always on the opposite side. Who could do what to what? So anti-defection law needs to be looked after. For the present, I would say let's leave it here and let's see how it rolls out. It's still work in progress or destruction in progress.